What's up, guys? Not sure if my microphone is working, so just give me a heads up. You know, if you can hear this, just let me know in the chat room. I'm actually testing out a new indicator that will work as a filter, and it's going to be embedded inside the algo. It'll be embedded inside the algo. You won't see it happening, but it'll do something back there in the code, and it'll help define whether the move should be long or short, even for a very short period of time. And it seems to be doing a really good job of catching like really small moves as well. So I think I'm looking at a 1 minute chart. Yeah, I'm looking at a 3 minute chart right now. I'm like hardcore testing this thing. For example, the way this works, like this should be the end of the move right here. I should not be entering. For example, the cross up, the move actually started way down here. This is a confirmation. So all of this was an uptrend until this point. So this can start coming down right now. So do we have audio? Yep, coming in great sound. Thanks, Bob. Yeah, either I'm gonna crash TradingView or I'm gonna peel open the matrix of the stock market. We shall see. So what time is it by you guys, huh? Let's get a little personal. Where are you guys? What time is it where you are? Cause I'm just waking up. It's like 8:48 in the morning, and just having breakfast. Sorry if you catch me, you know, talking with a mouthful. And of course, you know, got my cup of tea. Just watch The Matrix. Which one did you watch? The Matrix, which one? Revolutions, all that? The 1999 one. Oh my God. Bogdan in Germany. Cool. Oh, geez. Bob, you're in the Netherlands. How nice. I want to visit, but I'm worried that if I ever go there, I'm never going to come back to the States. Same rule applies for Italy. If I ever go back to Italy, I won't come back to the United States. Where's my screen? Here we go. All right, we're back. Okay, so what I'm getting is this is telling me, this new tool is telling me to get out of this long trade. If I start closing below, if my RSI gets down below this 60 level. And I should go and like adjust these levels, because right now they're saying like 50 is the midline. I want it to match the algo. I'm sorry, here, the algo. I want it to match 0 is the midline, right? That's what I want. So I'll probably go and like recode that like right now while I'm live. But yeah, depending on where this reject, and see, it's nice. It's giving me an early indication to get out of this move. Like here it peaked, here it started to drop, here it's coming down below that level. And if you look closely, you see there's a little pivot right there, right? Little pivot level. Get rid of this. See? Price made its way up over a pivot. Now it's falling back down under the pivot. So it's pretty cool. It told me, get out, but it doesn't know where these pivots are. However, it has its own pivots built into it. Pretty nice design. What I'm concerned is, why don't I see my other ones? I only see red pivots. Oh, there's my green ones. Okay, so let's fix that. Longs. Okay, so these should be red. I'm going to go in and fix that. And naturally, I want the low one to be one color, the high one to be lighter, low one dark, high one light. There we go. So now we see my low and my high and my low pivot channels are. Give an example. This is how I view the market, right? This is a long-term pivot, okay? And this is a short-term pivot. Like Here's my newest one, and then another new one. So that's going to be like this. Right now, I am slammed between my short-term pivots. So I'm trading inside this little box now, and this is essentially like, a resistance area. Inside this box is resistance. And it's trying to get back to the long-term area. So that's how I view the market, and I turned it into these pivot markers for long and short. If we go to a 15-minute, and you can see that lines up with this one still. And this one, there's probably a little pivot somewhere here. Yeah, I can't see it. It's not starting out yet, but either way, allegedly it's breaking out. So we're testing this hardcore, Bezals to the wall, and just see how well it works. I do see a little uptrend taking place right here. Lows getting higher. All right, low to the close, rejection off of that one. We broke above this pivot level right here. There was support. The wick came and touched it, came up through. And again, I said that my indicator, this one, is telling me get out of this long trade. Probably have a little divergence forming somewhere here. Come on, there we go. And it wants to fall back down, probably to this trend line. We'll see. When I turn my other special little tool. This thing is nice. Don't worry about all the colors. They don't mean anything. They are actually zones. So you got a yellow zone matching a yellow zone. We've got the good price, and it's in between this blue zone right here. This red zone, this is the extreme. When price gets to this area, that's like really getting overbought or oversold. So you can actually adjust this to show you scalping or day trading. So however you want it. Depends on what chart you're on. So I'm just using it for scalping today. Right, shut off that part. You can turn them both on if you want. It's pretty cool. But does a really, really good job of showing you these rejection areas, right? You said that it rejected off of this area. And since it didn't reject off of a moving average, it's simply moving back to, here's the rejection. It's simply moving back to the good price, right? It's trying to seek the good price. So these two lines right here, this is that super strong zone. So at this point, I look for the good price. It's right here. So my target right now, if I'm moving for a long position, is the good price. That's what I think we're doing. So it comes up, comes down, and we're going to eventually get out of this pivot, come up here, and then we're going to end up with some nice juicy activity. We'll see. So I'm going to leave that over there just to give myself a target. Right? Here we go. LS trend line, that means something to me. Don't worry about that. What we got? What's going on in the chat room? Let's see. Yes, I'm creating new awesome stuff. Adding more to the algo. Yeah, just watch The Matrix. Okay, Netherlands. I can understand. Okay, yesterday I met someone happy, and he made me 10% trading ETH every day last month, while the buy and hold made me 15%. Good job, Donnie. Really, really nice. So, Donnie, are you doing it to leverage trading? Because we're talking about ETH, Ethereum, regular, or ETH perp, perpetual contracts? What are you doing? Also, I'm waiting for a move right now. I see it coming up. And yeah, you're doing leverage trading. What system do you use? And I hope you guys went to my little community post on YouTube and answered that question, like how long do you study on YouTube? Study, right? 1 to 3 hours, 1 to 5 hours, stuff like that. Let me know, because I'm going to be doing a podcast. It's probably going to be about 2 hours long, I'm guessing. I don't know. I'll tell you guys. Listen to the long episodes, because they will fulfill you with more information. Highly fulfilling. You'll learn stuff. If you just keep searching out these little 5-minute videos, you're not going to learn anything. They are not strategies. And I have a spoiler for everyone who's trading smart money concepts. You guys are going to be really surprised. When I launch the website, that is going to be my very first podcast. I will invite a couple of people on the podcast to do the live one with me, because, open discussion for more people. The rest of people can sit in, you know, just kind of chat and hang out. Okay, got a new pivot right here. We are... Yeah, so here's my cross down. Oh, look, what's going on there now? Boom. Okay. Yeah, coming back down for a retest. Okay. If anybody doesn't know, this right here, special little volume indicator I created. It's called the Voodoo. I know I did a quick little video about it the other day, but it's this thing is massive. It's killer. It's green backgrounds means that you can look for long positions even though volume is to the downside. You can look for long entries while volume is to the downside. Really cool. And obviously, you know, even though volume is to the upside sometimes, like right here, right? This background shows up and it's saying, hey, you can find short entries at this point, like starting in this area. Very nice. Yeah. So it means you go down to a smaller time frame, catch these little shorts when it's ranging like this. Let's get back to here. And it does an incredible job of showing you support and resistance. This is the best for support and resistance. It draws it very infrequently because, you know, a small time frame with volume, there really isn't much support or resistance against volume, but it does a crazy job of drawing those out. What we got here? So I check my messages. Is my screen frozen? No, I don't think my screen's frozen. Let me see. I hope not. Let's see here. Yeah, look at that. I guess it's frozen. Let's do this. There we go. Thanks, Bob. Screen's good. Let me see, Baristo. You have 4 months to show me how to make 100% a month. Otherwise, I'm going to call it and quit trading and come back being a dentist. Oh my God. Yeah, Bob, you should see the movement. Takes a second. My audio might be coming through faster than the video. Just a heads up. Not sure why that is. Maybe if I do this. Give me a second to do a transition. Hold up. You're going to see a couple of flashes right there. Okay. Okay, my frames per second is back up. We're good. Okay. Let's see if this holds now. Thanks, Bob. So, Donnie, I have to show you how to get 100% a month. I can show you how to get 100% a month real easy. Make one trade, one really good trade, and then don't trade ever again for the month. And there, technically, is your 100%. How about that? Let's cross down. Breaks below. We got a nice little bounce right here. It's going to be sitting inside of a range for a minute. Okay. Sorry, I got several windows open, so if it looks like I'm like away, it's because I'm doing several things. Sorry, guys. Point of control line for either party. This is the point of control, and they did not get it. So this is moving back up. Stuck in this range right now. Okay. Let me pull this down. We don't need to see that right now. My algo, yes, is different than yours. I'm allowed to separate my pivot lines from my RSI. Like right now, you guys, when you have your pivots. Also, I put columns on mine. It's a pretty cool setup. When you guys adjust your pivots, what you can do is this. It's a pivot high, pivot low, right? You can adjust those. However, they are locked to your RSI length. So if your RSI is 14 and your pivots are showing you pivots over the last 14 candles, what I'm going to do is I'm going to release another version where you can adjust your pivots. Because right now yours looks like this, right? Yours will look like this. But if you shorten that pivot, you can see quicker movements on a smaller time frame. See how like this one shot way up here. So it was an idea that I came up with after the fact. So sorry about that. And right now, this is an interesting thing. This is a triangle pattern that is over. Okay. You see how the low pivot and the high pivot is the blue and the orange. The RSI has crossed above it. So now what you have is a triangle pattern, right, on your, what do you call it, on your price action. It's a triangle pattern moving up, and you've got this flat top here, and the bottom just kind of makes this downward angle. But then you see, you can tell that you've broken out of the triangle pattern because the low pivot is now above the high pivot. And this only happens when you can adjust the length of your pivot shorter than your RSI. So the low one should not be above the high one, and the high one should not be above the low one, right? So they shouldn't be reversed. When they reverse, that's your breakout. Like you're breaking out to the opposite side. That's what happens. So see, it was coming up, they flipped over, and then price broke the other way, right? The bottom flipped up, but if the top flips down, then it breaks to the other side. Okay, the top one is below the bottom one, and then price breaks out to the upside. Right now, we're breaking out to the downside. Here, they flipped over again right in the center. RSI was on the bottom, didn't make it through, so it has to make it through. Here, the low one is above the high one. RSI still didn't make it through, now it made it through. So price makes a small move up. They flip over again, comes down, eventually comes out. So this pivot section inside of your algo is very, very important. You should study its movements, okay? I'm not saying that this is an indication for you to get into a long or short trade. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when the pivots reverse, that's when there's a change in the trend. That's what's happening. RSI is moving in one direction. Your pivots have flipped over. Now the RSI is going to move in a different direction. And I can't tell you which direction because it's dependent on where your pivots are. If your pivots are flipping in the center, it's difficult. If they're flipping on the top, the RSI always moves down. If they flip over on the bottom, the RSI always moves up. Every single time. The RSI will always move up when the pivots are on the bottom. The RSI always moves down when the pivots are on the top. Hope you got that. Like here. See? RSI is on the top. Here's your pivot level in the center, and then it's moved up to the top, right? Where does the RSI go? The RSI goes down. Every time. You have to imagine like the pivots, okay? They are like two little monsters, a high and low pivot. Like literally. They are a high and low pivot that are chasing the RSI. The RSI can only go so far in the oscillator or to the other end in the oscillator. So if it's being squeezed out by the pivots, eventually it just has to break out to the other side. Okay, that's it. It always breaks to the other side of the pivots. But the thicker the pivot area, the more force there is that the RSI is being pushed in one direction. When the pivots get narrow and skinny, that's when the RSI can break through it very easily. Okay? Both pivots are really close to each other. They expand a little bit, but they're at the top. And the RSI comes down. And here, RSI was coming down. The pivots are falling down with it. They get really narrow. The pivots are really narrow. And the RSI breaks through. Only goes down this far. Bounces off, right? And it gets above them. So pivots are really important. It tells you what direction the RSI is going to move into next. And this pivot indicator, this pivot breakout indicator, it's doing a really good job of always telling me at least one bar ahead of time where the breakout begins. Like, see, everything crosses up here. The RSI is yellow. The pivot indicator is the purple one. And I just put in a smoothing line to understand the direction. That's it. Is it tilted up or is it tilted down? That's what that smoothing line is. It's not really that important. It doesn't have to be there. But you can see that the RSI crosses up over the pivot here, but it didn't break the pivot here. This is telling me flat out it's going to break to the upside. Didn't do it yet. Here it breaks above, but I still don't enter. Remember, I said the pivot, the RSI has to be 2 levels above the pivot. I said it in a previous video. The interesting thing is here, the RSI has to cross 1 level and the pivot has to be in the previous level. That's when you enter. Because the RSI and the pivot line cannot be in the same space at the same time, if you'll notice. I know, there's a message on my screen. I'll get back to that. This is 50, 40, 30, right? And the other way, right? These spaces that are just 10 digits apart, the pivot and the RSI cannot exist in the same space at the same time for the move to begin. So you get the cross up, and then here the RSI crosses into the next space, but the pivot is still back there. This is your confirmed, right here. This is your confirmed entry for a long position. Let's see if all of that, my thing froze. Let's see. Screen frozen. Okay, yep. So I guess the screen's still working, right? Yeah, good. So didn't know it was that easy. Donna, you're talking about, oh yeah, okay. the 100%. Yes, all right. So yeah, pivot breakout indicator, really, really, really nice. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using this. It seems to work best for catching trend reversals and, shorts, or should I say scalps. I'm always going to be trading back towards the 50, back towards the 50. So when the RSI is down here, I only want to trade longs. When the RSI is up here, I want to trade shorts. So interestingly enough, that's kind of backwards from the way that we're told to trade the RSI, right? It always tells us when the RSI is above 50, you go long. When it's below 50, you go short, right? So here you can get into your long position. But if your RSI travels up, okay, and the pivot level's behind it, RSI travels up, the minute it pulls back into the same space, like it's out of the space with the pivot, the purple line, the minute it comes back into that same space, that's when you get out of that position. Then you wait for them to cross down. So they cross down, RSI makes a move to the short side, and that's when you start doing your short trade here. So while everyone's looking at the market right now at this point going, I don't know what's going to go on, I don't know what's happening, you have a pivot indicator telling you that at this point you can go short. Small move down, but you still catch it. And it usually goes back down to the good price, right? This is a good price. So who's got me messages here? Okay. All right, what kind of moves do we have here now? See. All right, so came back down to the good price. Wonderful. Back up to my first Forex zone. This is a Forex. I'm sorry. This is blue line is a Forex zone. This is a crypto zone. This is a regular ranging zone. This is more volatility. So I kind of missed this move. I was waiting for this to happen, right? Break down below here. I want to see rejection off the good price. And at this point, I would have simply traded back to this yellow area, right? And you can see this yellow area, this one here. It's the same as this one. Same thing. They are the same distance apart from the center. This is good price. Yellow up, yellow down. It's about 1%, I think it is. So, still waiting for a breakout of this zone. That's fine. Oops. Sorry. I just clicked on a button that I didn't need to click. Give me a second. There we go. Hey, so I got a copyright claim on my YouTube video right now. This one. That's fine. I'm playing music in the background, so there's going to be copyright claims in this video. Okay. I'm not trying to make money off of this video, so I don't care that they give me a copyright claim. It's not a big deal. Are you releasing the RSI pivot indicator? So Alexander, no. Bob, no, actually it's not a lot to take in. I'll describe it. Anyway, am I releasing the RSI pivot indicator? No, I will not be releasing the RSI pivot indicator. It's designed right now as a filter. It's just that you can see what it's doing at this point. I'll be embedding the code inside of the algo, and I'll be attempting to embed it inside of price action as well. So right now, it's just solo. I'm going to embed it inside the algo. What I'm also going to be doing is it will be embedded inside of price action, because there's actually this moving average. Okay, this is also in development. It is a complete remake of the Mass Effects moving average. And even though it's got all these colors on it, it's just colors so that I can see these zones more appropriately. I'll be adjusting all of this later on. I need this one, right? Give me a second to fix a color here, because these are not right. Right? Where's my stuff? That's what I'm looking for. So give me a second to adjust something here. But yes, some of the indicators that I come up with are really to test out additional features to add into other indicators, which comes in really handy. This way, it'll work in the background without you having to do anything. It'll throw a signal out to you. These purple areas are just like extreme zones, and so I want to see if price is going to get to them. That's why. What do we got here? Do I record this? No, I'm not recording this one. Bob, I'm not recording this one. I didn't want to, what do you call it? I didn't want to upload this one. This is really just a hangout and just kind of loosely trading. There's really nothing in particular here that I want to look back on in this video. Yes, you can filter this inside of the Heikin-Ashi algo. Yes, you can, Alexander. This will filter automatically in the algo. I'm actually working with someone to create a strategy based on a lot of the confluences that take place in here. And then we're going to test out the strategy solo and see where it fails. I know that it's going to blow an account. We're going to turn it into a little bot. And it's going to blow the account, that's for sure. But I want to see where it fails. And this way I can fix that. That's how you create good strategies. So now guys, that's a strategy, okay? Going to YouTube and finding somebody who says, go and get the Ichimoku cloud plus the, I don't know, get the Ichimoku cloud plus the LSMA, times 2, get that, and change one setting to 15 and change the other setting to 30 and put the Ichimoku to this, buy when it's green, sell when it goes inside, sell when it's red. No, that's not a strategy, guys. That's not a strategy. Stop doing that on YouTube. Really. That is not a strategy. Okay? A strategy is understanding your price action. Strategy is understanding your price action. Okay? 15-minute. Look for your positions, right? I don't care about this. You have to know. I don't care about this long wick. This is manipulation. I don't care about that. This is what I care about. Okay, I'm looking at the left side of my screen. I'm not looking at anything on the right side. Just looking at the left side here. Okay. My low is right here. Right there. I'm looking at the algo to find my lows right here. Another one right there. We're good. Okay. I'm just putting a few moving averages. That's all. I want to line a couple of things up. Proper price action right here. Through there. Like a strategy is a strategy. Okay? Understand that. A strategy is a strategy. Imagine like military. Do they go looking for like the easy method? Do they go, oh, when I see, when I see somebody from the Taliban walk past the front door, I'm just going to pull my trigger. That's not how that works. There's a strategy. How do you get to that point? You have to understand what price action is going to do, before it gets to a point, and then you'll understand what can you do while price action is on its way. Okay, I'm using indicators on my screen just to give myself certain confluences. That's it. All right, so it's not going to get to that level. I'm not worried about this trend line anymore because I can see what it's doing. Here's my pivot. I got two pivots right on top of each other. Really nice. So I don't need this. Both pivots are already here, right there. Okay. So I'm looking for this area right now. That's it. I'm just waiting for a nice long position to catch me up to this area. And then I'll go to this area. And then to this area. And then to this area. That's a strategy. Okay? That's a strategy. I marked out my chart. I see where my levels are of interesting price, support and resistance and stuff like that. A strategy is marking these checkpoints, okay? And then watching what your indicators are doing, like here. We're in a long trade right here. Look at the pivots. They're all the way at the bottom. The RSI is above it, right? I don't trust it. I think this is a head fake. I think it's a fake out. It's going to curve up and come back down. Price is going to curve up, it's come right back down. That's what it's going to do. What we got? Imbalance signal. Eric, I have often the issue to read properly the imbalance in the Heikin Ashiago. Could you explain this with a few words? Actually, no, Alexander. I cannot explain it with a few words. I can tell you what imbalance is, but your question is geared more to how to trade the imbalance markers in the algo. And to be honest with you, I'd rather put together a tutorial video on that as opposed to trying to do it here. Because then I can edit the video, I can cut out parts that you don't need to hear about, stuff like that, and just make some kind of adjustments to it. So yeah, so forgive me on that one. But yes, I will. I'll make a tutorial video on how to do that. But imbalances are what I should do is I should fix the algo so that you can, what do you call it? So that you can find imbalances from a higher time frame. I think that would be key for you. Because imbalances are really, go to a different chart. Let's take a look at Bitcoin right now. Okay. On a, oh, I was on a 15-minute, huh? Let's take a look at the 1 hour. And imbalance is this. Just to give you an idea. And this is why I keep telling people, trade the imbalances back to the previous support or resistance. Okay. This is normal price action. This is normal. Okay. But this imbalance is being created when this happens. And you can see I made a high and a lower high. I did that on purpose. Okay. Your imbalance is here. You got a bunch of them. Here's an imbalance area, right? All that. All of this. All of this. All of this. All this is imbalance. I wish I could draw it out properly, but I can't, right? See where this line comes down? Price comes down. It's balancing out this. Okay, so if I put a line here. Okay, so price came down and it balanced out the longs and closures in this area. But nothing came down and balanced this out. All of this. Ooh, not that. Nothing came down and balanced this part out, right? So this is in balance. However, you see price is right there, right? So now this is in balance. And every time the price comes down a little bit lower, it balances it out. It mitigates it. But you'll see that below this line, nothing balanced this out. So your imbalance currently, if price comes down like this, your imbalance is actually all of this exposed area. Everything that's exposed. Okay. So like this is imbalance. Nothing in this area. This is imbalance. This is imbalance. So what happens if you get do this. What happens if you get a candle that does this? Another candle that comes along and it does that. Right? Another candle comes along and does that. Now, where's your imbalance now? It's all of this, everything below that candle. That's where your imbalance is. It's all that stuff where price started to moving up and where a candle did not close in that area. The candle has to close in that area. So now, what happens if you get only a wick? Just a wick. Like that. Okay? That wick creates an imbalance. That's what happens. You closed at this level, but the wick came down. So now you have this. Basically, this is times 2 of the imbalance. Because when you have a long wick like this, what's usually happening is what? It's a rejection. Price starts moving the other way. Starts going the other way, going the other way. But you still have all of this. So you're creating imbalances. So when they show up in the algo, it's telling you that one was created via the RSI. And price needs to move back to that area. 3 minute. Let's go down to the 3 minute. Got a rejection here. Put this back on. Didn't get down to the good price, but it should be. Nope. Hang tight. We got a little movement. My move starts here. What's up? I'm still here. Just checking some things out. What's up? Okay. I'm just going to call you Rankert. I know we've done this before. How can you use the high time frame RSI signal? Custom, you don't have the high time frame RSI signal, but you can kind of fake one. You just put 2 RSIs on your chart. Just put on 2 of them and make one a super long length, or tell it to look for what do you call it? Movement on a higher time frame. I think you can set like the chart resolution to a higher time frame. Not sure. But how do you trade them? Well, it's kind of simple. When your high time frame RSI is moving up, when it's showing upward movement, at the same time that your current RSI is showing upward movement, you know you truly have upward movement. If you're scalping, right, on a small time frame, and your high time frame RSI is above 50, then you should be scalping longs. It's just that simple. But there are very delicate instances of where you should not be going long. And you just have to look for your support and resistance and find out, how long do you want to be in this scalping trade. So you want to find like similar movements when they move the same way, the same time. That's my chart. Here we go. So I got a move happening to the downside here. Good. Looks like we're coming back to the downside. I'll wait for my RSI to close proper. How much time do I have? 1 minute, 47 seconds. My RSI needs to get down below the 50. Then I can make my move. Okay, here's my support, my resistance right here. There. I don't need this. And this one is obsolete. Pivot levels here. Low. Moved up. low pivot and my high pivot. All right, so we're back to the lows. Great. All right, we're rejecting. We are rejecting here. I need to get below my good price. It's my entry for sure right here. Back down to my area right here. I missed the beginning of the move, but that's fine. Okay, a small pullback. A little concerned because my pivots are like really right on top of each other. That's not normal. A high and low pivot are right on top of each other. It's kind of irritating. A lot of people are liking this Stakashi. Really cool. I like that. A lot of people love the Stakashi, right? I like the fact that you guys are in love with this thing. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 5 indicators here. Moving average is going to stay. Voodoo can leave right now because they're so low volume at this point. I cannot trade with volume. It's not going to help me. What I can do is let's take a look at how the Stakashi handles the open market. All right. 833. I'm going to set this for 3 because we're on a 3-minute time frame. Really low. Okay. Moved up. Downtrend. Okay. This one is larger than this one. It never cleared 50. When this candle closes, I should be able to enter for another short position. We were in a small uptrend. Right? High, higher high, a low, and a higher low. So there's an uptrend right here. So you get a low, higher low, higher low. But it looks like it's not going to make it above 50, like I said in the video. You want to wait for the swoop coming back up. And it's got to break above 50 for you to stay in this trend. Now, the Stakashi is not an entry indicator. It is an exit indicator. It's here to tell you where your support and resistance is and whether or not you should still be in this trade. So, that being said, at this point, I should have been in a long trade that ended, right? In a long trade that ended. I am not looking for an entry at this point. I mean, I might enter, just a few scalps here and there just to catch a little piece. But other than that, you do not use it for an entry indicator. You use it for an exit indicator. That's it. You can draw lines anywhere in the chart, and you're going to have a 70% chance for it to be either a support or resistance level. Well, Donnie, I beg to differ, because you can draw lines anywhere in the chart, but you also have to know when those lines are still relative, I would say. Not to argue your point, but I don't want to just give a broad analogy, I guess you could say, like that. But yes, support and resistance lines are subjective. It's better that they're zones, and that is also why they are not supposed to be perfect. They're not supposed to be perfect. They can be imperfect. And my rule is that they can either be imperfect or they can be flat out wrong. But they are never 100% right. It cannot be. And even by the text you put on there, right. They can't even be 30% right. You have like 70% chance to either be support or resistance. So, but yes, Donnie, I completely agree. Although I'm always gonna draw them based on certain factors that I see, instead of just randomly. I want to get back down to this level. I'd like to, because I'd like to be going short today. I'd like that. Let's see. Where are we? Here's my miss, and then 3 gains after that, so we're all right. And these are just small ones. Yeah, see? So it was in a small uptrend right here. It was in a small uptrend. All right, came up, came back down, came up, got stuck right here, started to move to the downside. Still got a minute 25 left on this one. So the Stochastic is doing a good job of saying, hey, don't be in this long position. Wait for the reset, wait for something. Let's get rid of this. Let's clean up these lines a little bit. So we got a high, lower high, and then higher lows across the board, right? Let's see what we've got here. See, I see this candle coming up, but I don't trust it according to this. According to the Stochastic, I'm just not trusting it. My my RSI is below my pivot. This should be a short that I'm still inside of. I should still be inside of a short. I'm waiting for a close of this line. So this was not a cross. My cross was here. I entered into my short position there. That was the cross here, short. There, right. Okay, so let's take profit too, pretty much. Back down to that level. Okay. Let's go. Short. Where is my rejection? Right here. Right there. What I didn't do is look for my divergence just now. So we got 0.67 here. We also have 0.69. So this is lower than this one. Okay. Okay. Rejected good price. Oh, my pivot's right here too, isn't it? Yeah, previous pivot is right there. All right, let that one ride. Okay. I see my screen's not frozen this time. That's nice. I want to test something out here. Let's put up some support and resistance based off of the Stochastic. How about that? All right. See what we get. Okay, right here. Just a few of them. I shouldn't do it on this time frame. I should do it elsewhere. Okay, that one's done. Not it. Moved up, didn't work. Right there. Small zone. Pushed up, didn't work. Already inside the zone. Still inside. Hard stop right here. This is a hard stop. From here to the zone.
The Chill Out Channel.
You almost never hear what you think you're listening to.
Chill Tracks.
Extend to the right. Nah, I don't want to do that.
You're so faded. If I got everything
Mm-hmm. Okay, nothing else relevant. So, weekend's coming up, guys. I know some people are going to Barcelona. People are taking holiday. Where are you guys headed? Anybody got vacation plans coming up? I want to take a road trip. I will do a road trip. And, I don't know, probably going to go up to, like, Boston. Take a few days. indicator says what? It says that it's curving back up. We've got they're in opposite ends. I'm leaving it alone. It's an ugly range right now, so this is not going to help me out. So we'll pull back to that side. Okay, I've broken inside of my pivot. Nothing to see here. This is going to be an ugly range for a while. I'm not going to do anything at this point, because I don't see that there's going to be much movement here, even on a 1 minute. Yeah, that was the exhaustion here. It starts pulling back. It's inside the pivot range. According to what I'm seeing, it's a continued downtrend. Small time frame, continued downtrend. Right. Looks like it's the restart of a downtrend that's fading. It's starting to flatten out a little bit. High, higher, high, lows, higher, lows. Starts coming down. Yeah. One of the things coming out for the Stakashi in another release is that this is going to draw trend lines for you, but it's going to draw them opposite of the algo. For example, in the algo is always telling you when the RSI was in a downtrend, and then it breaks that trend line, right? That means you move to the upside. What I want to see here on this one is I want to see trend lines from the highs to the next high, only when it's higher, and the low to the next low only when it's lower. That's it. That's what I want to see. Because when I see that, I'll be able to understand, okay, you know, what is my direction at this point? Am I fanning out? I don't care that it's fanning in and fading, because when it's fading, you know that your RSI could break through. But since this is a momentum indicator, and the, you know, the, what do you call it? The highs are fading and the lows are fading away from each other, then that means the trend is over. So the minute you see one of these lines show up, like when you see that line show up, and the next line is the opposite direction, it's over, right? When you see one show up in the same direction, you know you have the move. So, still working on that. But, you know, I'm taking my time. Oop, not that. There we go. Hard stop. Hard stop? What are you talking about, Bob? When I said hard stop on the Stakashi, is that what you're talking about? Because I know that I was looking at a part of the Stakashi and I said the word hard stop. So just want to know if that's what you're talking about. And I think you're talking, Bob, I think you're talking about this when I said hard stop on the Stakashi. Hard stop means the candles just literally disappear. They're there, and they are opposing colors. Like this one's green, this one's red. But you can't even see them, which means this is a zone where price couldn't move up and it could move down. So this is a very strong area of support and resistance. And you'll know that price is always going to return to this area and then sit there for a while. And that's exactly what's happening now. We're stuck inside this zone. That's why I'm saying there's not going to be any activity right now. You need to break away from the pivot areas. Need to get a nice movement of the Stakashi. I want to see the Stakashi come way up into this area or way down into this area. That's going to be the activation of a new trend. If I can get down to a 30-second or, a 5-second chart, I can't do it. Then I'll be able to catch some like smaller moves down there. But there's really nothing to grab here. Even if I looked in a higher time frame, there's nothing here. We're probably looking at a, let's see. We're looking at a kind of a doji with a long wick out the top and a slightly smaller wick out the bottom. That's what we're looking at right now. We're looking at a bit of a doji candle in this space. If I go to the 30 minute, right here. Long wick out the top, smaller wick out the bottom. That's where we are right here. See? That's where we are. So not really a doji. It's rejecting off of this area. It's trying to push down. But majority of the activity right now is in this space. And it's just it's killing the move. So back to the 1 minute. See? We're in this space. It's just kind of killing the move right now. Yes. On the Stochastic. That's right. I like the name Stochastic. It kind of fits. Because, it has the word cash in it. Oh, my oatmeal's getting cold. Sorry. Forgot that I'm doing breakfast. So, guys, sorry, nothing really exciting this morning. Like I said, just hanging out. I was working with someone last night. Not a developer, not really a coder. Just somebody who's on TradingView that I've connected with. He's also a subscriber to this channel. Let me see if he's in my screen right here. No, okay. And yeah, so he's helping me test a few things on the new website, which is going to be really cool. I am currently using WhatsApp to communicate with some people. I use TradingView, obviously, to communicate with a lot of people. But my issue is that, TradingView can see the information that we send back and forth to each other. WhatsApp is owned by Facebook, so they can see the information that you send back and forth to each other. I don't want to use Telegram. There's too many bots and like scams going on in there. I don't want to use Discord because, there's just, if you go looking for information that was relevant to you, let's say you were in Discord on a Tuesday in my Discord channel, and I started talking about something in the channel, or someone else put up some ideas that were really cool on a Tuesday. If you go back on Thursday, you are not going to find that. Hey, Barista, why don't you accept dentists from outside of U.S.? I have to study for 2 years and pay $500,000 just to be a dentist in the USA. Donnie, I would accept a dentist outside the U.S. If I was outside the U.S. Does that mean you want me to fly you in, or do I have to come to you? So back to what I was saying. I don't want to use Discord because you cannot track information. If you saw something interesting, you can't find it again. It's impossible. You have to go searching for it. It's really ridiculous. So I'm creating a community website where you guys actually supply a lot. Like, you guys are actually going to supply almost 90% of the information to the website. And it's based off of the things that you do, questions that you have. And it would help me generate, Q&A answer information for you guys, Give me a second. It would help me develop some like Q&A stuff for you guys. I see a small move to the upside taking place. Waiting for this divergence to be over. Low. Low. Here's a proper low right there. And there'll be a blog in there, obviously, with my podcast feed will be in there. I'm going to be doing a podcast once a week. Obviously, you guys will be able to go in there and literally take, your chart image, right? Just like you usually do. Let me see. Can I do it here? Copy the chart image, and then you can paste your chart image, right? You'll be able to go into the website and actually upload your chart image with, kind of graphics and symbols, whatever you put on your chart, and say, hey, what went wrong here? Like, just pass it back and forth to each other. Be able to upload images, link YouTube videos, be able to live stream. There's a chat room. I already built it. I need to finalize it, where I will be able to send a video feed into the chat room and talk live with you guys while you guys are sitting in chat. And it leaves room for myself plus 3 other people to send a video feed into the chat room. So it would be like watching a group meeting of a Zoom call, essentially like that, right? Where you get to watch 4 instructors give information on how to do things. And we get to collaboratively give a teaching lesson, so to speak, right? To the people in the room. And obviously, so like I was saying, there's a blog, there's the community section where you guys get your own pages, you get your own, you essentially have your own community, which is filled with all of the things that TradingView is missing, in my opinion. TradingView is missing these things. So that being said, yeah, so there's a lot going on. There's a lot of stuff happening, so to speak. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy that. Okay, so this move right here, I started creating an indicator. Here. Creeping short breakout. The indicator does not work right now because it just fails when I try to load it because I'm still making some changes to it. The problem is this. This is a short move. This is what I call the creeping short breakout. When do you enter your short trade? That's my issue. Like, you've already broken below, you've hit your pivot, you hit your take profit, but the move still keeps slowly moving down. Where is your target? Where is your new entry? And where's your target? That's the annoying part. So I started creating an indicator that will actually read that. And I'm still working on it. Okay. Yeah, Bob, me either. I can't wait till site's live. Again, at initial entry, go up with a beer for breakfast. Hanks, thanks. The website upon entry will look kind of empty, but it will slowly and surely get filled with information. So just a heads up. Don't be turned away just because it's not, filled with stuff. I'm going to release the website and let you guys start filling the space. Like you guys like a little playground and be able to go in and just kind of do what you want to do. And you'll realize slowly but surely. Use the RSI formula. We could try that. Thanks. Slowly but surely, the website will become very, very filled, very big. You'll see strategies uploading in there. You're going to see code for indicators uploaded in there. I will be putting code in there where I want you guys to test. Thanks, Hanks. I'll be putting up code for you guys that I won't put into TradingView because TradingView has the restrictions, right? If I put up code for an indicator, it has to be all these rules and regulations that it's got to fit into this whatever. So I'll put up code for an indicator that I'm working on and be like, hey, guys, go and test this out and tell me where you think it fails. What does it need? What is it missing here? And I'll wait for the feedback to come through. In the meantime, I'll just put it on the back burner until I get enough feedback from you guys. And during the time, I'll go and continue working on whatever I need to work on, So you guys become the community that develops some of these scripts. You don't know how to code. I do. But the code in the indicators is relative to what I'm looking for, my bias. So I don't want it to just be my bias. So RSI formula, huh? Let's see what we've got. I don't want to do the RSI formula because I'm seeing a bit of a oversold activity taking place there. Okay. What about the high time frame? Where's the high time frame? Okay, we're still good. Overbought, not oversold. Okay. So this is staying in this downtrend. Downtrend continues here. We're good. Where's my breakout? Right there. So that's my breakout, huh? Breakout over a good price. I got through the zone. We're good. Through the good price. Through here. Through my zone. Aha. There we are. To my pivotal right there. My slowdown. Where is it? That's it. Nope. This is a difficult one, I gotta say. There we go. So almost missed that one. That's fine. Projecting off. Good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's knock this one out. I already know I'm in a downtrend. Go back to the voodoo. I want to see what we're looking at here. Yes, still full on the down. They never made it. That was it right there. They never made the move. So that's it there. Entries here. RSI formula from 9.78. RSI formula from 9.78. Help me out, people. Help me out. RSI formula from 9.78. 1 to 2.97, right? .97, pretty much right there. I want to find low confluence. I'll go for that pivot. That's my mark.
The chill out.
Going for that pivot.
Chill tracks.
No. That's crazy. Okay. Now let's watch how badly it goes against me. We'll find out. So this is kind of a dangerous move. The pivots are towards the downside, right? I should be scalping long a little bit, waiting for the RSI to break above. But it still seems like there's a lot of force coming down. So Hanks, you said well-biased decision. What are you talking about? Sorry? Are you talking about the entry of my trade, or you talking about the allowance for you guys to let me know what's needed or not needed in the indicators? Give me a heads up. See, this is why I want to have like the chat room built into my website, because I'll be able to, be able to communicate quicker. You guys could even throw audio into the chat room, so I can hear you guys. I can allow. Okay, thanks, Hanks. You're talking about the indicator, where you guys get the code. You'll be able to throw audio into the chat room, and what do you call it? I will be able to give some of you, access to send audio and video into the chat room through a live feed, like using your webcam, and that'd be like special treat for certain people, occasional, like 24-hour period, whatever. I mean, because let's be honest, if you guys are going to be helping to develop the website and the content and some of what's be opening the champagne, wonderful. If you guys are going to be helping to develop a lot of the activity and what happens on the website, then you should rightfully have access to certain things, right, for certain periods of time. And the way I'm doing it is like it's a point system. If you keep generating points in the website just by activity in the website, connecting with new friends, creating new groups, uploading pictures, putting in ideas, creating pages. You can create a page of your own in the website, and consider it like Facebook has their pages, right? That you can create. Just I don't want to use Facebook as an example, but I'm going to do that. Facebook has their pages that you can create, and you create a page based off of your business, your product, your whatever, your idea that you want to show people, and you invite them to that page, and you have a full-on discussion about that. So the pages in the website, no problem, Hanks, I'm counting you in. Bob, I'll get to your question in a second. The pages that you create are your pages, and obviously they have to be relative to the content of the website, and it can be a page about whatever. Oh my God, did you say MySpace? Fuck. Jesus Christ. Victor, now we know how old you are. And if you say Friendster, then we really know how old you are. So you see how well MySpace did when it came out. Just hundreds and hundreds of people, right? Thousands of people. Facebook did the same thing, had a slower growth. and then, Discord and all the other ones. But years ago, I built a website, and I'm leaving it in the... Don't go to this link now. Don't go to this link. I'm putting it in the chat room. Okay? I built that website a long time ago. Okay? antifmradio.com. It was an online radio station. That radio station I turned into a community space. It no longer exists. I don't even know, did somebody take it over? I sold it 2 years ago. Or I sold it last year. I sold it. And let's see what invalid SSL. Yeah, so I still have to go into Cloudflare and deactivate. There we go. I'm going to get into Cloudflare. I have to go into Cloudflare and deactivate Cloudflare from that domain name because I don't use that website anymore. Antifmradio.com was a... Yeah, see, this one says active. I need to deactivate this. Antifmradio.com was a online radio station that I built and launched in 2002, something like that. And it went fully public in 2006. And for 9 years, I owned the website and I worked for the website. And that being said, I was being hired by actual FM radio stations to go and host shows, produce music, do show productions. What do you call it? I was, here we go. See, trade's going against me. I thought it was going to come down here. Yeah, they're going against a good price. They've already broken above the pivot. I'm closing this trade out because it's going to go against me. Fail. No big deal. Right? Let me fix this one up for a second. I'm missing something here. I am missing something here. But that website, antifmradio.com, was an online radio station and did very, very well. And it was online for about 20 years. And I used it, for a time, I was DJing on the radio station. That's what I was doing. And I built it and launched it decade before, SoundCloud and Mixcloud, all those things. I built it a long time before all of that. But then, the internet changes. So I didn't need to run the website anymore. Just didn't need to be part of it anymore. But the website, Anti-From Radio, ended up having about 2.1 or 2.8 million visitors every month because I made it a social network way before Facebook, way before any of the other things. What's up, Fatima? Welcome back. I haven't seen you in a while. Pioneer. Yes, actually, I was talking about somebody about that last night. Yes. We were, myself and my group of DJs, we were literally pioneering streaming radio when it became an available technology. We actually started in 1999 when the MP3 was still fairly new. And back then there were no sanctions and we didn't get any flack until, then you had to start paying for the music that you're broadcasting or you get hit with certain liabilities. So, but either way, ended up doing everything all nice and legal. And I still have the computer behind me right now, sitting on the floor behind me in the closet. It contains more than 100,000 or more than 200,000 songs that were recently uploaded to the website, as well as 70,000 DJ mixes. That USA doesn't accept my dental degree. They're asking me to pay $500K to dental schools to study for 2 years to get a new degree before. So, Donnie, I have my own political bias and understanding about that. I don't remember what country you're coming from. If you could remind me. But it's kind of funny. Let me say this phrase to you, Donnie. Okay? And I want you to really, really listen to this phrase. Ready? It doesn't matter what school that you have gone to. It doesn't matter what country you're in. It doesn't matter what school you have gone to. The only thing that they care about is that you have studied abroad. Now think about that for a second. If you're in America, they don't care that you went to an American school. They care when you studied abroad. If you are abroad, they don't care that you went to a school in England. They only care that you went to a school in New York. So which one is correct? Neither one. Neither is correct. All they want to do is get your money. So the fact that they won't allow you certain rights and credits, it doesn't make sense. My own parents, my mother came from Italy with a master's and so on. When she came to the United States, she had to work in a factory pushing buttons on a machine because her credits didn't matter when she came to the States. Didn't matter. It's kind of silly. Doesn't make sense. So the question was, how far do you draw your fib on the chart? I draw my fib from the beginning of the move to the first slowdown, and I make sure that there are no issues hitting that stop loss. So here's the beginning of my move. Here's my low. Here's the first slowdown right here, right there. But you see, here I get stopped out, so I have to look for a reset of the move. Get rid of this so you can see it better, right? This is the actual first slowdown right here. You can catch that move. White line right to here. You're waiting for a breakout of this level. Breakouts here. Take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3. See how it's hit? Okay. So now you're waiting for the reset. 3-piece angle comes down. Here's my 3-piece right now coming up. I'm waiting for this candle to finish forming. I got another minute and 44 seconds. So I'm waiting for this to finish. So there's nothing to look at just yet. I meant, don't you shrink the chart. Shrink the chart. How far in the chart should you place your fib? Shrink the chart? You mean like this? You're talking about? I want to make sure I understand you. So what I'm looking at right now is... Oh, that's not the fib. What I'm looking at right now is the move for the fib is kind of over, right? It needs to, do what it needs to in this area and then break out. I can go to take profit 1, 2, 3. But it's my impression that right now this move is already over. Okay, this move, it's already over. So it's just going to be ranging. So instead, I'm looking for the beginning of the move. Here, right? I said it hits the stop loss, hits a stop loss, does all this stuff. So now I'm leaving this here. Hang on, let me put this in the right place. Here. So now I want to reject this stop loss and I want to take profit 1, take profit 2. These are your take profits, right? For your nice long moves. But when you're ranging, you want these to be your take profits. This is what you want. You have to assume that, like, here's the bottom of my zone, here's the top of my zone. And then you could range trade right inside there. So based off of what's happening here, I'm looking for a breakout right here. Checking out my voodoo void. Okay, great. Oh, this is pretty good. Movement up right here. Get to the top of my range. I should be able to get to this 0.5 right now. So this is from my 1 to my 0.5. And I'm sure you've heard that before. A lot of people talk about it on the Nifty 50 or 50% retracement, right? So the move has come down to the 1 and it's going to go up to the 50% retracement. Or the move has ended, right? It has ended and it's going to come back down to a 50% retracement. So I wish I could draw one here, but I don't see one. So let's see. Let's look for a long move and I'll show you 50% retracement in case you haven't seen one. Here's one upside down, right? This is the beginning of the move. This is the end of the move. This is just beyond the 50% retracement. So you draw it upside down, right? Look for the igniting candle for the move down right there. You put that green line on the end of the move, okay? Right there. Here, see? Put on the end of the move. And then watch it come back down to the 50% retracement right there. 50.5. After that, you have to wait for the range to be complete. You're here, right? Here's the other one. White line right there. And now you trade inside that range. When you break out one way or the other way, determines where you go to your take profit. At this point, I would have gone to my take profit, but like here, see? I would have gone to my take profit if I didn't know I had a pivot level here. I didn't break out to the downside, so now I'm just waiting for another move. So like I was saying earlier in the video, strategy is not going to YouTube and looking for a 5-minute video on how to do something with this indicator and that indicator. A strategy is specifically knowing that price is going to move in the direction that you need it to move, right? And a strategy is understanding all the things that are in your tool belt. A strategy is where to place a fib in 3 different ways, where to put a stop loss, what is mitigation, what is inducement, what's the truth behind smart money concepts, what are pivot levels, which ones are relevant, okay? All of these things. When you start to use all of these facets that you learn about, then you are developing a strategy, and a strategy changes as you trade in the market. It is not simply put on 2 indicators and wait for one to give you an entry and the other one give you an exit. That is not a strategy. You are literally buying and selling based off colors and flags, and that is a mistake. That is a bad move, okay? You don't want to be doing that. It's a bad idea. Let's see here. Broke above. I'm reluctant to get to that level. We'll see what happens. What kind of messages we got here? Let's see. Fib masterclass in a nutshell. Thanks. Yes, fib is very, very easy, Hanks. It's very easy. You just need to understand that, again, like I was saying, when BTC... Yeah, let me get to that. I think I know what you're talking about, and I want to get there. I would love to take a look at that. Okay, the fib is very easy to use. You just have to not use it like these idiots do in these YouTube videos, okay? And I know I put up YouTube videos, but obviously I'm trying to put up videos that are filled with relevant information, right? Here, see how this is white and this is white? Okay, here's your zone. Now you know, here's your zone. That's it, okay? And if you are coming down from the top, you want to hit that 50% retracement. If you're coming up from the bottom, I put this line here. Go to your 50% retracement. There, that's it, okay? But you have to make sure that you have crossed your stop loss on the way up and that you have not hit your stop loss trying to go upwards, like go long. You don't want to touch that. You want to be away from this all the time, right? And so this will be your range trading after your retracement is done. You got me? So your entry, your slowdown, when you break this area, you start hitting your take profit, take profit, take profit. Wherever it made a new low, that's where you consider the end of the move, right? You take this line and you put it at that new low. My candle made a new low, like this is far the move went, right? There. Okay, take this line, put it there. That's it. Make sure you're still set on your entry candle and try and catch the move back down to the 50% retracement. Because what you are doing is you have now plotted out how much momentum there was going up and how leftover momentum there is cascading back down. You just shrunk it back down. Go down to the 50. You'll be done. When that part of the move is over, okay, here's my low, here's my high. Start trading levels inside that area. Don't move anything. It gets tighter, it gets harder, but doesn't matter. You go from a 5-minute down to a 1 minute and look at those levels. See? I drew this Fibonacci tool on here when? 20 minutes ago? Look at the levels. It's hitting the levels. Here, rejected here. It's immediately going to another level. Right? It's fine. What we got here? So you were talking about BTC, right? When BTC dumped some days ago, I traced your fib. It was so accurate. Oh, thanks. Yeah, thank you. It was. And I think you're talking about what, Thursday? Last week, Thursday, when the Silicon Valley Bank fell apart, and then Saturday they announced that they are not going to be seeking a bailout. So yeah, things very much fell apart. So let's take a look, right? Let's hit up BTC. I'm in this trade. I'm gonna let this trade play out. BTC over here. Let's go to the 1 hour, right? Let's get rid of this. All right, turn this off. Turn everything off right here. And we're looking for what? We're looking for the dump that took place, what, here? This, I think we're looking at. The 2nd, right? I think it is. Let's see. No. So March 9th, I guess. So it's like here. Yeah, right here. This is it. So let's pull this back. Replay the chart right there. Okay. Here's the dump, and that's where it started to slow down, right? So, like I said, when it makes a new high, okay, there's a high and a higher high, right? So this must be the slowdown. Find the entry of the short. Short starts actually happening. Nope, it's a long wick out the top, longer wick out the bottom. This is what I want right here, right there. Bring this down to that level. 50% retracement right here, right? Okay. I'm going to wait for price to go back to that point. I'm just going to leave that there for now. Okay. And I'll do this. Sorry, I forgot to do something. Okay. So my entry is this one. Because it breaks back above this level. Long entry. Seeking 50. Now, here's an interesting thing. Drop down to a, let's see. So here's this wickedness that takes place early in the morning, right? We're going to wait for the chart to reset to a more stable level here. Come down 5 minute. And this new indicator that I'm working on. I want you to look at something very closely. Okay, look at something very closely here. This is a rejection of this purple zone. Okay, this purple zone, it's equal on the other end. It rejects the purple zone from a massive downtrend. And it immediately seeks the level. When it breaks this area, it starts seeking good price. So, purple zone, back to the good price. Okay, draw straight lines from there. Look. What do you get? Good price. The previous good price. So they shot everything way down here. This is where the VWAP gets all messed up. And they always seek good price again, right? Then, now you get a rejection of this yellow area. See? Rejection, okay? All these candles keep crossing these levels. They're closing, they're opening and closing across these levels, right? But this one rejects. However, it doesn't act, the wick doesn't cross that area. So range, 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 nothing happens. This one crosses the area. This one, however, it has a wick sticking up. The open is here, the close is here. You can see how it's a rejection of this yellow area, right? Okay. When you reject the purple area, you have to seek good price. When you reject the yellow area, you have to seek the yellow area. This seems to be the way it plays out almost every single time. And then as you get to this part of the zone, like here's good price and the outside of the zone, when you get to this level, when you get to that level, you're looking to see if you have a continuation that forms in this level. That way you know, do you change this take profit to here or do you leave it alone? So let's take a look. Price gets into that area and I have a nice rejection of the area already. Comes up, okay. Another rejection, yes, small candle. I've noticed that these tiny candles are the significant ones. We'll take a look at the price in just a volume in just a second. at this point, this is the last move by the bulls. They don't have it. They don't have point of control. They don't have their threshold. They don't have anything. The bears have everything from this point. The bears have everything from this point. So, previous high to this point where the bears have it all here, right? Gets me down to this zone. So now I change my take profit to the end of that zone. The other thing I start looking for is, what was a higher rejection? It's rejected good price. I'm looking for these big rejections. Rejected that purple area right here. Rejected it. So I'm looking at, sorry, rejection is actually there, here. I want to know where this price is. So they're both telling me, take the top of this zone. Okay. So let's see what we get. Now, here's a move down and then a pullback with the fib, right? Another move down, a pullback with the fib. I already know that this is telling me to, go to this area. So I'm going to adjust, put this here. That's the start of the move down. I want the first pullback, which is right here. There. Here's my take profit 1. Not what I wanted. Take profit 2. Take profit 3. I don't enter another trade until I've broken each one of these areas. Because I got a high, lower high, right? And my new low is here because everything kind of died out. I had lows and lows. Then I got a higher low, right? A high and a higher low. Higher high, sorry. But then it got lower. So I'm dying out. This is all manipulation here. Take profit 1 hit. I cannot cross this 382. I can't go back there. If I do, I can get to the 0.5. That's it. I can only go to 0.5 and then wait. Okay, doesn't make it. Rejects the 382. Rejects this area as well. I need another bearish close. Nice solid close on the downside. There it is. Nope, not it. Okay. There's my 0.5 and a bearish candle at the same time. So I can continue this down to take profit 2. Come with it. Let's go. Doesn't reach 0.5. Still not reaching 0.5. There you go. Take profit 2 hit. Take profit, or 2 and 3 are hit. Or 1 and 2 are hit. Sorry. But again, it doesn't get to the stop loss. This would have been my stop loss here. Then where does it go? Well, I still have this other take profit that I'm waiting for. Technically, I don't have this move. So I love these candles that show up. They're awesome. This is that manipulation stuff. So I'm going to take this out. And you can see that my take profit was hit on my Dow Jones that I was just working on, right? We'll put this line back. So with this new tool, I don't really have rejections off of the good price yet. Not true rejections. This is a slight rejection off of the good price. And usually you just want to go down to the yellow, right? Good price, yellow, good price, yellow. Same thing. Okay. This is telling me what I need to know. I'm rejecting this upper zone. It's a bearish candle in the upper zone. I'm rejecting down. So that's where I hit my short, right? Now, and it's a nice rejection. I'm going back down to this yellow area. Oh, hit me real hard. It's that purple zone. Like I said, this purple zone is a very strong area. What happens next? Does it go all the way to the other end? All right. So that would have tapped me out. And did I forget to look at volume? I did forget to look at volume. Look at that. I never looked at volume. I was on the upside in these two candles. I didn't bother looking. So that was my mistake. All right, back to Dow Jones, right? Dirty Dow Jones. Oh, there we go. Okay. That wasn't hit too bad. That's nice. So yeah, I was saying here, the bears don't have it anymore. It starts moving up. Get back up to that level. That's where we ended up going to. And they dropped right down. The next candle just said, boop, let's come down. What we got here? Manipulation in crypto. No. So Bastley. Hey, Matt. Didn't miss anything. We're just going to hang out. Basti. So while doing some reading and studying, I come to find out that the most manipulated market is perpetual future contracts. And I'm going to show you something. Do not look for swing highs and swing lows for your take profits. Instead, you have to set a zone. Look for the high close and the low close. And I'll show you what that looks like. Yes, Basti, still alive. That's right. Okay, let me see. Can't recall, perhaps mid this week. Yep. Okay, Hanks, I'm glad I was able to catch that. Voodoo indicator should be interpreted as a MACD. No, it should not, Hanks. Absolutely not. It is not a MACD. A MACD measures momentum. The Voodoo only measures volume, and it does volume. What's up, Jonathan? It does volume. It does volume threshold, and it does point of control, all in one indicator. And it does it very, very smoothly. The Voodoo can be considered to be a high class or super powered version of the bull bear power void. Like tremendous. So let me show you why. Hanks. Let me see. Who's that? Yeah, so Hanks. This is why the Voodoo is considered a high powered version of the void, right? Take off the pivot indicator. Let's put the void back on, right? There. Hey. We'll use mine. Multi-time frame. There we go. Let me shut a couple of things off, because mine has a couple of extras built into it. Come on. Drop down. There you go. We don't know about the ATR information. Background, we don't need that. So, quick little comparison, right? The void tells you, let's get rid of this background too. And this high time frame. So, the void is telling you that you need to break out of this section here, this void area, right? And that tells you that you have adequate volume to the upside or the downside. And it's doing a really good job of telling you that, when you're inside this area, you're ranging. When your filters, when these filter lines, the purple and light blue, when they're inside that void, it is also ranging. You want everything to be happening outside, the blue line. If it's inside that void, you're ranging. This filter, this purple one, it's irrelevant, okay? All it's telling you is what is the direction, what is the momentum of your volume. So if it's obviously underneath everything, then volume is rising, okay? And you can see volume rising, 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 right? And this purple line is underneath everything until it crosses over. Now volume is falling. So this is a really good job of telling you the direction and momentum and whether you have proper price action happening with volume outside of a void, right? That's great. However, it's deficient in one thing. This void should be shifting up and down. It should be sliding up and down from zero. It should be sliding up and down. And I didn't know how to do that yet until I created the Voodoo. So you see how the volume bars are essentially the same thing, right? The volume bars are doing the same thing as each other. They show up the same way. Because volume bars are really they're just moving averages. That's all they are. It's just moving averages, right? If I do that, now it's a moving average. We'll get rid of this. That middle band can stay. Plot, go away. So you can see your volume is a moving average. That's all it is. I just plot it to be bars, columns. And obviously, if your moving average is outside the void, you're down. If it's above the void, you're up. But then there's that filter that tells you what direction is your volume, right? Where is it? Here. Okay. Volume's to the downside. You see how your green one is below the purple one? At this point, the green one is above the purple one. So you're already moving up. You get it? See? Draw a line. It's a moving average. That's it. It's a type of moving average. It is not a volume-based moving average. It is just a line representing volume, right? And here, your volume crosses above your momentum. So you should be looking for long trades, like to your swing highs, right? Then it gets below for a little dip, above, whatever. You're inside of your void. Now your filter got outside the void, ahead of your volume. So you're still looking for shorts. Don't take any long positions here. Looking for shorts. Look, click, comes down, back in the range. So the problem here is that the void itself, that center part, is supposed to be shifting up and down like this. This channel here is the actual void. And what this is showing you is a couple of things. Point of control, right? Whoever crosses the point of control has the point of control, but they also need to cross outside this channel. So here you can see, right, at this point, I don't know if you can see the green ones. Let me kind of adjust that color a little bit. Let's filter the red one down a little. There. You can see on this candle, right, here, right? What happened here is that the bears crossed the point of control and they crossed their threshold. This is their threshold. They have to cross below that. The bulls were also above their threshold. So it's being above this threshold and below this threshold. This is just a flat out, it's a flat move. There's nothing to do here. But the upside is that the bears had the point of control because the bears crossed below. I'm sorry, no, either way, this is a flat move, okay? Because the moving average for the bulls is above point of control and above their threshold. The bears, red column, the bears passed below their threshold and below the point of control. Now who has it? Who has it now? All right? And that's how you read this. Who's got the upper hand? Here, the bears do not have the point of control. They do not have their threshold. But the bulls, they're above the point of control. They're above their threshold. You know, you can go long at this point. And just look for your previous swing high. Your swing high is swing high. Here's your entry for a long position. There's your take profit. That's it. That's it. And if you look at it very closely, it's the same level as this Fibonacci level. There you go. So this is a very interesting indicator. Highly, highly accurate. It lets you know who really has the point of control and what is the direction of the trend of volume. The reason I did it is because of this when this happens. When this is happening, you can see well after the fact that the move is coming down. When do you actually enter for a short position? More than likely at this point. Let's take a look. You want to see who no longer has the move, right? I said here. Here, I think it is. Let me pull this down. So there's a couple of entries here. This is an early entry. You can see that the bears have their threshold and they are below the point of control. The bulls are above the point of control, but they do not have their threshold. I want to know when the bulls don't have anything. Here they have nothing. This is an entry for a short. This is a wait. It's a pullback and wait. This again enter your short. You can add to your position if you want. Here you can wait, right? Because they did not cross their threshold. They have to cross the threshold to be able to push the price up, and they can't do it. And you can see, even though this is a bullish candle, all right, see it's a bullish candle, doesn't go anywhere. Price falls because they just don't have it. And then they start losing it. Now they flat out lost it. This is a complete loss for the bulls. Here's your entry for the short. Right? And you can target, look for the previous rejection, which is off that blue level. You're already below your blue level. So now you just need to Fibonacci this. High. Here. First take profit right down here. And you can see this is where it gets flat. Ranges just for a second. And it continues cascading down. So the cool thing about this indicator is this helps you enter your position with confidence. This, however, tells you exactly when you can get out of your trade. So you've already crossed your levels, crossed your levels, crossed your levels. This purple zone is the strongest zone. Okay, this is manipulation. This purple area is the strongest zone. When you cross out and then cross back in, that's when you should get out. So you cross back in, you close above that level. This is your exit. So you would have entered from here and exited here. That move would have been on Bitcoin, right? In that dump. Would have been 1.4%. And you would have been able to do it with confidence. Took about 3 hours. On this time frame, would have been 3 hours. And then if you got out here, you would be out before the range and before the craziness. Right. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Dow Jones. I thought I was looking at Bitcoin. But either way, rule still applies, right? I don't need this. What are we looking at now? So we are now 10:30 a.m., right? I'm guessing 10:30 my time, 11:30 their time. I think I'm going to log out because they're going to be getting ready for their lunch and stuff right now. So I'm going to end this live right now. I don't see much more activity taking place. I see the Voodoo is telling me that there is volume splitting. See how it's splitting? Equal high and low, right? Somewhat equal high and low, but the trend is moving up. The trend is moving up. It's got a small creeping upward trend to it. Yep, I've already broken outside my pivot. This would have been my entry for the long position too, right there, right? Good price to the zone. Like I said earlier, good price to the yellow zone, right? Break rejection off of good price, right? To the yellow zone. It gets you right out of that wick. But there's not much going on right now because they're getting ready for lunch. They're getting ready to set up, for the afternoon session. And it's just, a lot of people just waiting. There's news releases coming out. So there's really nothing to see here. Let's go back. Yeah, there we go. What we got on the messages? Let me see. I can't believe I'm learning live. You're such a good teacher. Hanks, I'm not sure what you're learning. Maybe something about the fib, hopefully. Sorry, again, I hope you're taking notes, guys. Because of a message that Matt Barr just said. No, Matt, I am not recording this one. When are you dropping these indicators? Oh, Rip Ball. You should change your username to Rip Boy. B-O-I. Rip Boy. Like we just call you Massive Muscular Man. Anyway, these indicators, the ones that I'm working on. You're welcome, Bob. These indicators that I'm working on will not release until after I release the website. You're welcome, Fatima. Did I miss any other messages from you, Fatima? I know you stepped in, said hello, but I didn't see anything else from you. Oh, no. Okay. Usually you have lots of stuff to say. Anyway. So yes, the indicators are not coming out until after I release the website. I want to get you guys into the website. You'll be able to use it a lot like Discord and Telegram and stuff like that. You'll be able to connect with each other and be able to send ideas and scripts and you'll be able to send things to each other and really, really be a community. A lot deeper than TradingView allows you to do. You'll be able to see a lot of interesting videos that I find on YouTube. I'm going to put them on the website. This way you guys don't have to sift through all the nonsense that you're just kind of fed, right? There are relevant things that you should be watching on YouTube that are really, really educational And if you guys really want to learn about a lot of the deep-seated stuff that is in the market and how to make good trades and how to understand the psychology of what to do when it comes to the market, you need to watch. You need to watch these videos, and I'll put them up there. Fatima, sorry, I will not be putting this video on YouTube. It's currently on YouTube, but it'll be up there for, I guess, about 24 hours or something like that. I know that there are ways that you can use other websites to download YouTube videos. Okay, so I suggest you do that. Find a website that allows you to download a YouTube video and download this video. Keep it for yourself. Because I'm not recording this one. This was just a hangout that I was doing. I want to text you on TradingView. It won't let me. Okay, Hanks. Hanks, do me a favor right now and give me your YouTube username. I want to see if I can find you, right? Because it probably won't let you based off of a certain screen you're looking at, or if you don't have enough points or something like that, right? But I want to give you my WhatsApp. I do have a WhatsApp. You know what? I don't mind putting it up there. And just let me know who you are. We'll record it and share it later. Thanks, Bob. That'd be great. Hanks, I think, right? Hanks. This is my WhatsApp number. Okay. And of course, you know, use the +1, not equals 1. Use the +1 for USA country. All right, there you go. You can hit me on WhatsApp. Obviously, let me know who you are. Don't all of you dogpile me on WhatsApp. You know, it's kind of private, a little bit, kind of private. There you go, Hanks. So in case you guys have any other like little questions, I'm just kind of leaving it up right now. Leaving the video up right now. Leaving it open. Your number is unable. My number is unable. Oh, unavailable. Nice. I mean, other than that, I don't know another way for you to get me other than WhatsApp. If TradingView is not going to do it, don't leave here. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm not worried about leaving the number in there. It's fine. Here. There we go. Removed. Okay. Let me see. All right, then, Hanks, how about you just send me an email directly? You can always do that. We can find out another way to connect that way. If that works for you. Okay. Email, I'm not worried about. Oh, I see. Okay. There you go. So you can email me there. All right. What I'll be doing, guys, is I'm going to open up a section of the website so that, what do you call it? You guys can go in and register with the website, right? But you won't be able to do anything yet. It's just going to allow you to register with the website. It'll bounce you to a specific page, and that's it. You'll just be able to do that. But other than that, you won't be able to do anything on the website because I'd like you guys to be part of the website and then just get like the information you know, that everything is released and the doors are open and stuff like that. So I'll be working on that later today. So I'm not doing much trading over the last couple of days and over the next couple of days. I'm not going to be doing trading. It's more like behind the scenes technical kind of stuff is what I'm doing. Let me see. Anything else that I miss over here? Basti, thanks. This video being read. I wanted to text you on TradingView. Okay, or record my number. Okay. And don't leave your number here. All right, Bob. Yes, I removed my number from here. Thanks. All right. All right, Hanks, I got your Got your email. Thanks. It's already here. So, yeah. So, Hanks, go ahead. Send me whatever kind of question you wanted to via email, whatever you wanted to do, and we'll figure out how to connect through there. And if anything, I'll give you access to the live chat room, so that we can actually sit in there as well and kind of go back and forth about a couple things. You can even help me test, whether certain things work or not in the chat room. All right. So, everybody, that's pretty much it. I'm shutting down. Gonna go for a bike ride for a couple of hours, have some good breakfast, and just have my day off, just chill. Because I work a 9 to 5 as well. I don't do this as a living. I do it as a supplemental thing, but it is the majority of what I do. I work part-time somewhere, and I do this as my full-time hobby, and it works nice for me. Other than that, thanks, Bob. Have a great day too. Hanks, have a great day. Fatima, same thing. All right, everybody else. Matt Barr, sorry you stepped in late. Don't worry about it. And let me see. Have you already done your tests? What I see, the voodoo is much more precise than anything else. That's right, RR. Sorry, I didn't see your message earlier. I hope you're still here. Yes, the voodoo is super precise. It is very, very, very sensitive. Like, you can really, really make this thing sensitive, especially when you drop the length input from 50 down to 20. Whew. It's really, really wild, right? You can really see your moves now, right? Here, this is your move for the long position right here, because the bears did not cross their threshold. The bulls, they did. Enter long, go to here. Like, it does a really good job. Really, really good job. All right, guys, I think that's it. And I will see you all next month for another live. I think I'm going to do these like once a month, do a live session. All right. What's up, Rudy? You're welcome, Matt. Nice to see you still around. I will be doing once a month live sessions like this. I'll be doing once a week podcasts where I don't have you guys interact, but I'll be doing some editorials and talking about certain things. There's some articles that I write and that I read, and I have my own thoughts based on them. For example, how the Helium network is transferring over to using Solana, and what it's going to do for anybody who's using Helium. There's things about Hex, about BTC. There's all kinds of stuff taking place. I know a majority of you guys are into crypto, but these things are relative to the future of finance. Obviously, I'm not going to talk much about XRP and all that stuff, because it's too. It's not that I don't like it. It is just too involved in the SEC right now. So, and again, there is a primary podcast episode where you guys are going to want to sit through this entire thing and listen to this, because I'm going to tell you about the biggest myth that there is in trading. I'm still putting together much of the article and the script for the podcast, but there is something called ICT and smart money concepts and stuff like that. There's ICT, smart money concepts, order blocks on small time frames. I'm going to tell you about the myth of just those three things. You're going to be really surprised in finding out something about, like, about you guys are chasing shadows that don't exist. Okay. You're looking for these, smart money concept indicators, these algorithmic indicators, and these, what do you call it? What is that other indicator? New indicators that are claimed to be, what do you call it? AI driven. No, I'm telling you, they're a myth. I'm going to tell you why and how to spot them. Okay. All right. Grabbing popcorn for that article. Jonathan, that one's not going to be an article. That is going to be a full on podcast. That's going to be a long show. I'm just telling you right now, it's going to be a long show. All right. A lot of preparation to do and a lot of things to take care of. So I will see all of you next time. The stream will shut down in 3, 2, 1.